It's good to see all of your beautiful smiling faces in the mountains of Gatlinburg today. We're really excited about what we have planned for this entire retreat. I don't know if I've ever been so excited about training at Ruby Retreat because I have had the privilege of having so many conversations with a lot of you and then being able to collaborate with the other guys who've had conversations with people on their team. And turns out we all have the same struggles. And then we curated the training to be exactly, specifically what you need to move your business and your life forward. And so this retreat has the potential to be totally transformational for you guys. And so I hope that you guys will lean in, that you will take this time seriously to invest in yourself. The point of being here is to create FOMO for your team. So this is not a time to be messaging your team. They need to have some fear of missing out. They need to know that you are here focused and totally present for what you are about to receive during this 2 days together, 3 days together. And they need to want to be here next time. So this is the time where you put your phone away until Emily and Terry come up later. Then you'll pull it out. But for now, let me play and lean in, get settled, get comfortable, and get ready to be poured into. We're excited to tell you why network marketing is the smartest business model on the planet and why we are so glad that 10 or 11 years ago, we decided to go all in, full throttle, no plan B. This is what we're doing, all our eggs in this basket, why it's paid off for us, and why you should do the same thing.
And you all know that Brittney is really smart. And we did a ton of research when we first started. She invited me over to her house, and I had all my Plexus stuff printed off in a binder. And we sat on her floor and had lots of talks about lots of different things. But we talked about network marketing and a compensation plan. And she did even more research. After we had that conversation, she did a lot. And actually, I love the idea of network marketing since I was a little kid. My mom, she would order from Pampered Chef and she'd bring home all the catalogs and I would look and I'd be like, I can't wait to have my own business. So I saved everything and I saved all of those and I brought them to my house as I was married and had a family, and I would lay them all out and try to decide which one I was going to join when I finally decided to. And then my friend reached out to me about Plexus. I hadn't talked to her in years, and I was like, I really like this one. Like, I think there's something here to this.
That's very interesting and makes a lot of sense that when you started this business, looking back, hearing you say all that, why you were sold out convinced that you were going to the top of the company. I mean, you really believed it, and your belief was contagious. I was the polar opposite of that. I would say I resisted network marketing. I actually did not want to do network marketing. I had seen my mom do it, and I saw her, start her business, do all the home parties, dream about a pink Cadillac and all of these things, and then it kind of fizzled. I knew there was a stigma attached to it, and I apparently had a lot of pride. I resisted it. Like, I wasn't really drawn to the model itself. I did want to do something, though. And so, like Alan said, I researched a ton. I wanted to know every option there was out there. And even after I started my Plexus business in the beginning, I actually was trying different things too. I tried like an eBay business, realized very quickly that was not going to be worth my time, just not really profitable. Took a long time. I even tried another network marketing gig, lost money on that. One time I tried to do an online organic grocery store. I was looking for other options. I'm like, I need to know. I'm going to like try everything, research everything. I went to several home business conferences, like home business ideas for homeschoolers, like very niche. And I tried like a lot of different things, but it always came back to this because it's the smartest thing to do. Like, there's just no getting around the fact that it's the smartest business model. It makes the most sense. And so I had to get to a place where I'm like, you know what? I'm more confident in the logic of this and the intelligence of this than I am fearful about what people are going to think of me. Like, I really had to work through that. And that's probably why I was a silver for almost 2 years. But when I decided that this is what I'm doing, then this is what I did. And I have absolutely no regrets. And that's why I'm standing here today to share that.
I think that there's something that happens to all of us who have that entrepreneurial spirit. It's like something that we're born with, and then when you start looking at Plexus as opportunity, you see all these other opportunities out there, and that's definitely what happened to both of us. I remember her working at a grocery store, as you reminded me of it last week. I remember feeling, yeah, that's not going to work out, but okay. And I just kind of watched her do it. I had started doing Plexus, but I was in the middle of back when like food blogs were the thing. Like I designed my own website. I learned how to do all of that. I trained myself. I was getting ready to start it. And then Lori reached out to me and I was like, okay, give up on this dream of what I was trying to do to make some money from home or do this Plexus thing. And I had been selling menstrual cups online, and Lori literally thought of me to do the business because she said, if homegirl can sell menstrual cups, she can sell so I still have my videos on YouTube. They still get people watching them, and I'm like comparing tampons versus menstrual cups and just talking about this, and I'm so excited about what I'm doing. But the thing is, I was trading my time for money. And I was also crocheting hats. I had an Etsy shop, started getting my hands all cramped up. I'm like, I can't do this the rest of my life. And so I tried so many different things to include another network marketing company while I was in Plexus. Y'all know, my upline freaked out, of course. And rightly so, when I saw my downline, including Brittney, try to do another network marketing company, and I saw Johnny's heading over there instead of over here, and people trying to decide where to put everyone. I was like, all right, hold up. We are not doing that anymore. This is a terrible idea. And I understood, I learned the hard way what people meant when they say to pick one thing and stick with that. So yeah, that's all I have on that. Oh, also something that's been new is this farm. And I have a lot of farm friends that are doing farming stuff, and a lot of them do it full time. And I'm watching them kill chickens and milk their cows and just struggling to get by. I feel almost guilty that I can do all of that and not have to worry about how to feed my animals. Like I have Plexus income, but I did that intentionally. I wanted to have security and not struggle, and Plexus was definitely where it was at, and that is so true as I live this out today and watch everybody just, like I said, they're struggling, and even not in farming, just anything that they're doing. And the thing with Plexus is it's a lot of people doing a little bit of work instead of one person making their paycheck just for themselves. And that's the beauty of being able to have an impact and work together. And that's one of the things that I love about this.
Yes. All right. So the biggest thing for me that attracted me to this business model at first was the fact that it is scalable. So I wanted it to be worth my time. Like I didn't want to just trade hours for dollars. I didn't want it to be like, I do this amount of work or I sell X amount of things and I make X amount of dollars, but eventually I run out of hours in the day, so I can't make any more of those things to sell, you know. Like I wanted it to be scalable. I wanted it to be something that would grow as big as I wanted it to grow. And so that was, when you have something that is scalable, then that gives you leverage. Like that means there's never any cap on your income. That means that the more strategic you are, the smarter you are, the better skilled you are. Like you can increase your income as you increase your skills and your strategies. And so it's not the income that you make, it's not directly related to the amount of work you put in, it's related to the amount of results that you can produce. And I felt like, well, I'm pretty smart, I can figure out how to produce more and more results as I go along. And so that was the first thing that attracted me to this business model. The other thing,
I know, I feel like
is that distracting though, of static? Or should I use it or not? Use it? Okay. Okay. So the other thing is the residual income. So there's plenty of opportunities out there that are scalable. There's plenty of things you can do that are scalable. But the fact that this is scalable and the income is residual, that's a rare opportunity. Like you don't usually find an opportunity that has both of those things at the same time. So that means that you build the systems and eventually you have freedom. Not saying that you don't work at all, but the effort you have to put in is minimal compared to the amount of income that it is continuing to produce with or without your direct input. So I was after freedom. And that's what this business model offers, freedom. Like the whole entire lifestyle that network marketing provides, that's what I saw, and that's why I believe this was the smartest way. I also have 6 kids. I wanted something online. I didn't want to be going to the parties. I didn't want to have to like go run errands and things like that. The fact that it's 100% online, what I envisioned for myself was living a laptop lifestyle. Like I just thought it was the coolest thing ever to feel like I just thought if I'm in a coffee shop like on the laptop, that makes me feel like I'm looking for this. I walk in a coffee shop and I think, it's important on that laptop. Get dollars in their bank account, just living like this cool. That's so cool to me. I'm not okay, I want this laptop or like work wherever I want and just not be bound by walls or, if somebody else's claims on my time, absolutely non-negotiable. Like as a homeschooling mom, even not when I wasn't homeschooling, just as a mom, period, it was really important to me that I'm the one who's in control of my time. Like I don't want a boss. Ask Phallin how that goes. I do not want a boss. I don't want somebody else to be able to tell me, I need you here at this time on this day, over and over and over. No, I'm not okay with that. So I wanted the freedom. I wanted the laptop lifestyle. I wanted the residual income. I wanted to make as much money as I was possibly able to, and all of that was provided here. In addition to that, very high profit. So like I said earlier, all those other things I had tried, I realized early on, these things are not very profitable. Like I need it to be worth my time. If I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears, or my talent and my gifts and like what I'm naturally good at, if I'm like putting all of my energy and enthusiasm into something, I want it to bring a return. I want it to feel like that was worth it. And the reason why this is worth it is obviously because of all the reasons I've already listed: the scalable income, the residual income, the freedom that it provides with your time, all of the flexibility, but also it's worth it because of the impact. I can have an online grocery store. Who is it impacting? I mean, probably it would impact a mama who wants to feed her kids healthy food. I can get behind that. So is that like the deep impact that I really saw, like my life's vision? Like, is that what I'm going to live for the next 10, 20, 30 years of my life? That's what I'm putting all my effort into? At the end of my life, would I feel super fulfilled in that? Would I feel, when I'm looking back, like my life counted? Like I can see the ripple effect of the impact that I have made, and I see transformations around me because of the work that I've done. Is an eBay store going to give me that? I don't think so. But network marketing does, and that's because of the people here. It's because of the community. And when I joined this, I wasn't really looking for community. I didn't know I needed that. But that's another thing that this opportunity provides is the community. I mean, just like what we're doing here, I have people tell me all the time that this is very rare. People don't get to do this. And when I'm asking all of you, what are you most excited about to walk away from Ruby Retreat with? Over and over, it's like the relationships. Just hanging out with other like-minded women, the conversations I'm going to have, what I'm going to learn from all of these smart, ambitious, driven, impact-driven women in this room. That's what network marketing provides. So it's not affiliate marketing, because affiliate marketing, that's just sales. Anybody can do sales. This is home. This is family. And so those are the things that I love about this business model. Want to add to that? Oh.
Yeah. I also work with a lot of people right now who are going to be doing fine system, but they're doing other businesses. And what you guys have to realize, and what they are starting to realize, is if you quit Plexus today, you could walk away and have really lost nothing. These people are investing $10,000, $30,000, $50,000 into something that they may never, ever see the return on their investment. Even my kids want to do farming, and I'm passionate about food, so I can get behind that. But the money, we have spent probably $300,000, not even including the land. That is going to take a lot of gallons of milk to make up that money. And there are people that think like, oh, this is the ideal lifestyle, or we want to do this, or I want to be my own boss, and I don't want to do that network marketing thing. But you guys, I don't even know how much of this is doing right now. I don't even pay attention. $9, $30, it's all the same thing to me. But they start with that, and then Plexus does all of the work. You don't have to worry about, is the website not working? It might be annoying if it doesn't, but you don't have to fix it. You just have to sit there and wait for someone else to fix it. You don't have to ship out products. You don't have to make sure anything gets to anyone on time. You know what you have to do? Have conversations. And you know what other business owners are doing? They're juggling all the behind the scenes stuff, plus having the conversation every day, trying to have those customers come in. Maybe they can get big enough where they can manage all the customers and all the websites, and they can manage all that, and they don't have to talk to the consumers. But that is like 10 years down the road. The income that I'm making in Plexus, the income that even a lot of you are making in Plexus right now already, that takes years to get to these places in other businesses. It's just honestly unheard of, and that's why it's so unbelievable for people to find out how much money, especially as diamonds, we are making. They're like, what the heck do you do? And they just can't even believe that we get paid to have conversations and help people get healthy. But that is what we do, and I absolutely love it. Every day I wake up, and I never had like a real job. I did babysitting and stuff like that, worked in my parents' office, but since I've been doing stuff with the farming, I'm like, Plexus is so freaking easy. It's so easy. I have just the highest things to say about Plexus, especially now. I mean, I always have high belief in it and have since I started. And I wanted to start because I thought it was cool. I thought not the laptop, but just like the lights, the stage. These people look like they were balling. They're just like got so much money. I had never seen anything like it. And for just a little stay-at-home mom to be able to do. And then you guys are fully in charge of your hours. There is no set time except maybe events, team call, but heck, you can do it in bed, can do it in the bathtub, you can do it while you're sick, you can do it while your baby's next to you with a stuffy nose. There is nothing that you can't just shut your laptop down, put your phone away, and you are totally in charge of being done for the day. Other businesses, like Brittney said, you have that boss calling you, you have those customers calling you, and some of it's like on a time constraint. Like you can't just stop whenever you feel like it. So it is the ultimate freedom.
And did we talk about all of this in here? Didn't talk about that. Oh, you talked about that. Transformation, you talked about that. Yeah.
Personal growth is something that I can say probably half of the people in this room didn't realize that they needed to work on. And we basically get paid to grow ourselves. The reason I've been able to be successful so quickly in other things is the growth that I did in Plexus and right here. And I've had several of you ask me, and it was in my notes too, what if Plexus goes away? There's reasons why it's not, but what if you put all your time into this and it disappears? Well, any other job, same thing could happen. People are losing their jobs every day. There's not anything special of, oh, Plexus is going to go away. But if it did, if the internet went away tomorrow and we couldn't do this as easily, I still have who I've grown into. And to be able to make this paycheck, it's more about who you are and who you become rather than what you can do. Every single one of you has the skill set already to be able to, maybe we need to fine tune some things, whatever, I still do too. But the mindset is what has to change in order to get to this level. You have to have a rock solid belief in what you're doing. I don't know why people are embarrassed by network marketing. I really don't. I don't get it. There are so many classy, successful, rich women in network marketing. I don't know why any prospects or anybody in this room would still feel embarrassed to do network marketing. And it's actually pretty trendy to do it nowadays. Everybody's selling stuff online. Everybody is trying to do something, and what they're doing is not 7 levels deep. None of it is. The affiliate marketing, like, okay, cool, you're gonna sell lipstick from your link, great, make a few dollars, but it's not going to pay your bills. You need to be doing something that is residual, and that's the other part that I love about it, is just the residual income. 2 years ago, my health was not doing very good. I was not the go-getter that I usually am. I still worked, but I wasn't full throttle. My paycheck doubled. I wasn't even having to do anything, but I had solid leaders that were feeling good, and they were still doing their thing. You cannot find that anywhere else at all, at all.
Agree on the personal growth. That is another thing that you don't, I mean, if I had an online grocery store, or if I was selling digital courses, if I was doing all these other things that I could be doing, would I have grown into who I am now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think that is another reason why, like, anytime I've ever wondered, God, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my life? He brings me back to this. It just makes so much sense. It would not make sense for me to do something else when everything that I could imagine wanting in my life, it's all right here. And it's uncomfortable, but that's kind of the point. Like, we don't need it to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy, it wouldn't even bring you like a sense of achievement or accomplishment or pride, or like you wouldn't even feel like you're impacting people if it was easy. And so I think the people in this room, you're not looking for easy. You're just looking for a path. You're just looking for a way. You're looking for possible. And that's what we want to share with you in these 2 days, is just that it is possible. All right, should we move on to this? Okay, so let's talk about multiple streams of income, because I know that if you are like me and you have studied how to build wealth, you probably have heard over and over that millionaires have an average of 7 streams of income. Have you guys heard that before? Yes. All right, so I want to explain exactly what that means, because a lot of times people think, oh, I need 7 businesses. That's not what that means. What 7 streams of income looks like is having all of your eggs in one basket that you pour all of yourself into, and that produces the bulk of your income. And then when you have a lot of income, you invest it in other things that continue to make you more money. So you take what you earn from one thing and you invest it into other things that can create passive income for you. Things like the stock market, real estate, whatever you want to invest in. So whenever I was trying to decide what is going to be my thing, what's going to be like my life's purpose, like what am I going to throw myself into? Because I am definitely not a put your big toe in kind of person. I am either doing it, and I mean I'm doing it, or I ain't. And so while I was trying to figure it out, I was listening to very wealthy people teach on how to build wealth. Because I wanted to understand how it all worked. I wanted to know what my options were. Again, I wanted to know, is this even the right thing for me to do? So I remember listening to Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote The Cash Flow Quadrant. He wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. I highly recommend those 2 books if you have not read them. But those 2 books were pivotal in my thinking. And in Cash Flow Quadrant, he talks about there's 4 different ways that you can actually earn a dollar. One of them is to be an employee. So that's like you provide a service or something, like you trade your hours for dollars, right? Then the second way to earn dollars is to be self-employed, which is basically the same thing as being an employee, except you get to choose which hours you're going to earn your dollars. You're still trading your hours for dollars. If you don't work, you don't get paid. So basically, you're still an employee, you're just your own employee, and you don't have a boss. So that would be the main differences there. The third way is to be a business owner. And this is what really got my attention, is when he said business owners are different than self-employed people. Business owners own systems that run and make money without them. That's the business owner. So it's very different than being self-employed, because when you're self-employed, if you don't work, you don't get paid. When you're a business owner, you have systems that continue running whether you're running them or not. But you have to build the systems, okay? So that was intriguing to me, because I don't want to be trading my time for money. Again, I wanted freedom. That's what I was after. And so I was like, I want to be a business owner. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to run a business. And then he said, the wealthiest people in the world are actually, they make most of their money from investments, but they start as business owners. They start as business owners and make a whole lot of money as business owners, and then they take the money that they earn from being a business owner and they leverage it and invest in things that create them more income. So it's like the more money they make, the more money they make, because they're putting their money where it's going to earn more money, right? And so they just build massive wealth. And he said, if you want to be a business owner, which that is what I want to be, if you don't know where to start, you should start with network marketing. Because the people in the investor quadrant, they have all of the reason why they're successful as investors is because of what they learned as a business owner. You can't be successful as an investor if you're not successful as a business owner, because you don't have the people skills, the business smarts, and if you don't understand how money works and how money is made, like you don't understand how it all works until you've built a business. And so if you don't know where to start, then start network marketing. So I was like, okay, sounds like a plan. And I really thought that I was going to start with network marketing, earn a whole lot of money, and then start investing in real estate and not do network marketing anymore. That's what I thought I was going to do. Imagine my surprise when I loved it. Like just the impact, like everything that we've already talked about, it's more valuable to me at this point than money. And I know that when you're struggling for money, that is really hard to understand and fathom and conceive of, because I was in that seat too. And I thought, well, I'm going to make a lot of money and I'll let you know how I feel about it when I get there. So that is how I feel about it, because I do enjoy making the money. The money is important to me and I want to make a lot of it, but it's not as valuable as the people and the impact and the community, because at the end of my life, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to be looking back thinking, I wish I had a few more sales. I wish I had made a few more dollars. I would be looking at the people I've impacted, the people I've touched, the relationships. What makes your life rich is people. That's what makes your life truly rich. But if you want to build wealth, money-wise, you start as a business owner, you put all of your effort and all of yourself into that, and then at some point you learn how to invest. So that is how you build true wealth. So I just want to bust the myth of I need to find 7 things to sell. I need to find 7 things that's going to make you money right now. That's not, you will spread yourself thin, you will burn yourself out, you won't make any money at all, and you would be very disappointed and frustrated. So I just want to encourage you to go all in on what we're doing here. That's where your wealth building journey is going to start.
And I wish this was something new, but it's something that I dealt with 10 or 11, however many years ago it was. But I feel like with more information and just the internet, and I'm just going to call it out. If you guys, or anybody who's not even in this room, I can think of some people, but if you are thinking that you're going to do what maybe other diamonds are doing, coaching, diversifying yourself, taking your skills, doing them somewhere else, if you're not on that yacht and you are thinking about doing these things, you are going to slow your growth down in plexus. And I know from experience, and I know from watching, just because diamonds are doing something, and there's a lot of successful diamonds who are doing lots of different things now, they're making millions of dollars. I mean, Celeste isn't doing anything, and she's making like $500,000 a month. So there's her. But there are some that make it look, and you all know who I'm talking about. They make it look really tempting, and we have lower ranking people, even on the team, who are like, I'm going to go learn how to do this, and I'm still going to do plexus. It's not going to work for you the same as it does for a diamond. Number one, they've already got all the influence. They've already learned all the skill set to attract people to them. They've also built super successful businesses, so they have time freedom. If they don't work on Monday, their paycheck's still going to go up. It doesn't matter. They're not struggling to keep customers, and still in that phase of as many people as you bring in, you lose some of them, and all of that we went through. And Brittney and I are going to talk about some of our failures in a minute here, because we've all been there. But I do feel like it's more tempting now, especially when we started. We have like 2 diamonds to look up to. Now there's so many diamonds that everybody's looking up to, and everybody's been successful for 8 and 10 years, and they are slowly starting to diversify into other things, and that is fine for them. they would grow their plexus businesses bigger if they were only focusing on that, and they know that, but they have options. So wait until you have options to go trying to do something else, no matter what it is. And I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to see other incomes out there. I'm like, okay, well, I could make money selling this or this, and Plexus can do this on the side, but that is not true. It is a fact of the matter that it is fast is easy and slow is hard in network marketing. If any of you have ever slowed down, even for a second, you know how hard it is to get that momentum coming back. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later tomorrow. But we are going to talk some about our failures. And when we were going over this training, I had a lot of failures, not in my mindset, but in my skill set. I had a lot of skills that I needed to learn. And for 2 years, when I was stuck at gold, and actually it was silver because I lost all those points, I was working on my skill set and my mindset. I didn't have any struggles with like belief or anything, but I just had to switch some things, which was still along the lines of skill set, like learning how to love people and communicate with people and how to be a friend and not just be like in my own little bubble here or whatever I was doing. I had to learn how to post on social media, how to recruit people, how to close people. And we all have to learn those things, but that was my biggest struggle. So once I got it all figured out, and some of you know my story, and it's a little too long to share right now, then it was like a light bulb went off, and I was able to have success, and I knew exactly what I was doing. But that's because I was growing while I was working. I was learning as I went and failing as I went for 2 whole years. Like, okay, that didn't work. That didn't work. These people still fell off. They're still not following me. Nobody is buying the vision still. What do I need to change? I asked a lot of questions, got a lot of feedback from other diamonds, and that was some of my struggles with that. I didn't have a big network, and so they make fun of me, but I was serious. I told Brittney we should put weights on and go to McDonald's, and we should go and act like we have really great success with Plexus, which we did, and I wanted to recruit the people in the line at McDonald's because they probably needed to lose weight, and we had what they needed, and I was really serious. I got a phone book. I was going to call every single number in there. Praise the Lord, my business took off before I had to do that. But being willing to do those hard things, Eric Worre said to do that, but I didn't come up with that one on my own. The big thing, like, I don't even know, but I was serious. I don't remember what you said. You tell me I was crazy or you weren't going to do it?
What happened? This is where I'm drawing the line. I have to draw the line somewhere. Consider it drawn.
We did events at Panera that were such an epic failure. We went door to door in the rain, and she makes fun of my shoes. I don't know what they look like. They probably look like they do right now, living on this farm. But I wasn't on a farm at the time. And I remember someone came to the door in her towel in her bathroom, and we're like, do you remember that lady? And we're like trying to give her like, come to this event. And she said she was gonna come. We were so excited. Obviously, she did not come. And we had to learn all of these things. So any failures that you guys have felt or discouraging things, we have been there so much, but we didn't let it stop us. I literally was just like, all right, on to the next thing. That didn't work. What are we going to do now? And that's how we treated everything. We signed up. I mean, we went to an event at a chiropractor's office, signed up the chiropractor, the mayor's wife. They ain't nowhere to be found now, and now we know it. We thought they were super successful, but they did not happen.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. So my failures, what I would say a lot of, like in the beginning, probably just the kind of the messiness of learning how to sell. I probably experienced a lot of failures with that. I had to learn how to not say too much, how to ask good questions. I'm sure I turned so many people off. I'm sure that as I was learning follow-up and how to do that effectively, I have no doubt I loved people and came across as like salesy or spammy. I have had business builders quit on me. I mean, I remember one in particular. She was a senior gold, and she was one that I thought she's going to be like my core group. Like she'll be with me like forever. And so I remember just really beating myself up and wondering, what did I do wrong when she quit? Looking back now, I can see that I was not the problem. But I didn't know that at the time. It just felt hard and it felt personal and it wasn't. But I mean, I've also had a senior Rudy quit on me. Her downline is still intact. One of them will be training today, actually. But that was a friend who I considered to be a close friend, so that also felt very personal. But I didn't have the maturity at the time to recognize, like, what did I do wrong? Like, I didn't know it wasn't me. I've done enough personal development at this point to recognize like why those particular people quit. But I mean, those things felt hard. And I'll just even share an example from Christina. Whenever she first started the business, she compared herself to one of my little ones who, like, they both went gold around the same time. Christina went gold through sheer hustle, and she did not have any business builders. But the other gold, who was my level one, Christina saw that she had developed several silvers, and that's how she went gold. She was building a team. And Christine was like beating herself up. Well, what am I doing wrong? I want a team. Why am I just getting customers and she's over there with the team? Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, that little one who went to gold by building a team, she's the one I just told you quit. She's nowhere to be found now. And look at Christina. She's a superstar, and I shove your face around in your face. Everybody loves her. But the point is, like, we all have failures. It all feels messy, like as you're learning and getting good at it. And we all compare ourselves and wonder what we're doing wrong or beat ourselves up and embarrass ourselves. And we just have to choose to fail forward. So definitely have a lot of failures along the way.
So Brittney and I were talking because I found this really interesting. I don't think I've shared with her before about this, but she struggled a lot with belief in herself up until she hit Diamond. Like literally up until that time frame, and she's going to share a little bit about what shifted and what changed. But for me, looking on, it was like, okay, like you have achieved what you were looking for, and this is what your goal has been for so long. And it's belief building to finally get to that point. If you guys can struggle through the mess of lack of belief in yourself and will I ever get there? I am like die hard, like straight to the, like I will go straight there. There is nothing that's stopping me, full on, blinders on. I will do nothing but hit my goal. So when I hit Diamond in, I don't know, it was between 9 and 11 months. 9 and 11 months versus 2 years of being stuck. During those 2 years, I was not happy. I saw everybody else ranking up quickly around me, and I was just sitting there, not going anywhere. And I knew if she could do it, I could do it. So what's going on? I knew there was something in me that had to be fixed, but I was frustrated. So I know your frustration, and I feel it for you when you're like, I should be diamond now, or I should be emerald now. I don't want to still be at this rank. We had felt those frustrations, and Brittney, she questioned if it was worth it a lot, and that was the first question I asked her when she hit diamond was it worth it? And it was like, instantly, yes, it was all worth it. And you're gonna make me cry. I see it working. You're gonna make me cry. I cried when she was on the yacht. And this is part of the impact. This is part of the relationships and the beauty of seeing your people. It's the struggle. It's seeing somebody come out of that struggle, and the success is so much sweeter when I'm getting chills, just feeling that when I was on the yacht too. The yacht is so amazing because it's so big, it's so out of this world. It's nothing that was in the comp plan when we started, but we are on this yacht surrounded by people that we love. We're this tiny person in this ocean, and we know all of the struggles that we went through to get to where we are at that point, and to be able to watch her go through her struggles and see her come out, and she's on this yacht, and it's worth it. And her belief and her confidence had a major shift after Diamonds, and she could work out of freedom at that point. So you guys will get to that point. I know what the struggle's like. Try to enjoy the journey as much as you can along the way. It really makes a difference. But Brittney, talk about that. What changed for you?
Well, what changed? Probably just the results. When I had the results and I looked around and saw what this business has done for my family and also the lives that I've impacted in this company, on my team or otherwise, that definitely made it all feel worth it. Because up until I hit Diamond, I was really struggling to believe that I didn't see myself as a Diamond. Like I didn't view myself as like anybody special. I just thought, like what you said, I'm just like one tiny person, and everything else feels big. And I also, like, I know where I come from, I know my past, and I know how, just things that I've done in my life. I just know I don't deserve any of it. I know I don't deserve any of it. It's all of God's grace, all of it. So I do want to share this. I would say the biggest struggle for you, Phallin, it was skill set. Just you had the mindset of a successful person. You just needed a skill set. Like the sales, the marketing, the people skills, the leadership skills, you just needed the skills. For me, the biggest struggle the whole time was not necessarily skill set, it was mindset. That was the biggest battle for me. And I actually had a clarifying moment in the car on the way here yesterday, thanks to Michelle's schedule. But we were having this conversation, and she was just like, we were talking about something my husband did, and she's like, oh, that's a post. Like, you need to go share that on social media. And I'm like, oh, you're right, that is a post, but I don't know how to say all that. And so we're just like talking it through, and she's like, this is what your ideal person needs to hear. And she starts telling me all the fears that I have always had, which is, I wondered if I could do both. I wondered, could I be as successful as I want to be in business, but also be as successful as I want to be in my marriage and in my mothering? That's been the core fear the whole time. And that was why I battled, will this be worth it? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, so what if I make millions of dollars? If at the end of my life, I don't feel good about the way I raised my kids and my marriage, glorifying God, those dollars mean nothing. I was battling with, can I have it all? Because I didn't know. It was like I had a core belief that if I go all in on this, like if I really give it all I got and I don't hold back, that something really important and valuable is going to suffer. And so that has been friction for me the whole time. And when I hit Diamond, it did feel worth it because I was a diamond. So I had the success that I wanted, and my marriage was better than it ever had been. And my kids would do it great. So that was 4 years ago. But now, like going on the yacht trip this year, I will say this. Christina gave me a book this year. It was a gift for earning the yacht trip. And she knows my deepest struggles mentally, mindset-wise. And she's like, I just want Brittney to see herself the way other people see her. So she went to everybody that I've ever met and asked them to write me a letter. And it was the most meaningful gift I had ever received. So I'm reading all of these letters, and I realize that you can have it all. You can do both. You can do both well. And probably this year is the first time in my heart of hearts that I truly believe that. And now that because I see that, like, if I had to do it all over again, 11 years ago, when I started this business, would I do anything differently? Would I make the same decisions? Would I still have built this? 1,000,000% yes. 1,000 times over I would. It has benefited my marriage and my kids exponentially more than I could have if I did not do it. And so the book, reading the letters from people that know me and were just telling me what value I brought to their lives, and I know, like, what I'm reading is how they perceive me, but I know my internal struggle of, like, the fear and the doubt and just the challenges that I've had to push through and, like, not quit when I've wanted to and do really hard and very uncomfortable things that most people wouldn't be willing to. And because of that, I get this book of impact. And so because of this global impact and the fact that I am very successful in my business, I feel so fulfilled in every area of my life. Absolutely, it was worth it. And it will be for you too. So we just want to encourage you while you are here to make a decision. That's why you're here. And that's why we're setting this up right now. We're kicking this thing off with belief because we can give you all the how-tos. It's not going to matter. You're going to walk out that door and the how-tos, you're not even going to do them if you don't make a decision. You have to decide that it's worth it. You have to decide that you're doing it, no matter what, no matter how hard it feels, that you are committed to the vision, that you believe that it's possible, and that it will be worth it.
Okay, guys, so when you feel struggles, instead of doubting yourself, you need to lean into that. Lean into when it feels hard. The go-to for most people is to feel like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, everybody's quitting, why is this happening, why am I not a dual yet, why am I still senior gold, or whatever. But if you lean into that struggle, and you can either let those fears shut you down, or you can let them fuel you. And I don't know if it's just because I've always been like the shortest person in the room or because I'm a redhead or what, but I am literally like, if you tell me I can't, even my own self, I will prove to you and myself that I can do it and I will do it. And everybody else is just going to watch me. And don't let those people shut you down, whether it's yourself or anybody else in the room. You can have it all. You can. It's just a matter of being intentional with your time and your choices. That's it. Yep. We can all waste our entire day. We can slowly do the plexus things instead of being intentional with the plexus things. Same amount of time spent, but that is the difference in how to have it all. Time spent with kids, you can just let it slither away while they fight at the dinner table, or you can be intentional. You can ask questions, you can engage them, you can understand your time is short with them. So being intentional with your time, and that's why we're talking just so much about mindset and belief today. You have a break? You have a 15-minute break? Okay. No, we don't. We don't have a break.